Good morning. Today is one of those days I am seriously reconsidering my life choices. I could be sitting in an office that is nice and warm right now, but instead I am out here where it is a balmy 20 degrees. Yeah. I'm working myself up to get out of the pickup, go let the sheep out, and then go work on that fence. I may need more coffee, but we're winning on the fence. And I think once we actually get this tied down to the T-posts, we have to put a couple more posts in, and then he needs to do a little more fill work. But I think we are winning on this end, finally. But yeah, let's go let the sheep out, and then we'll drink some more coffee, work up the courage to get out of the pickup, go tie down that fence. And then I have a couple other things I need to do today. I still need to move those boys over. So, but all my panels are being used to hold where I had put that paneling up to keep them from going across the creek. So once this is up, I can take those panels down, and I need to close off the end of this pen for the boys, then move them over, and then just do some, I need to do something with the lambs at the house and get them down here, and just little things, nothing that's going to take like forever like this fencing has done. But yeah, let's start with that. Let's let the sheep out. Let's get the fence put together and hope that they don't get out anywhere today, because if they do, I don't know what I'm going to do. So last night at dark, we got this fencing up, have it tied, not tied, what are they called? Staples? Stapled it onto the posts. There's 3 good railroad ties still here, so we just stapled them onto there. We didn't use the loader to stretch this fence. We ended up just using a fence puller. It worked. I mean, it's not ideal. It's not fiddle tight, but it'll definitely hold. I mean, it's tight enough. So my job is to put everything onto, there's no T-posts there. There's T-posts out there somewhere. Just to tie it onto the T-posts, and then I think he's going to come in, like for this hole right here, he's going to put some tree branches and some dirt in there to close that gap. And then I think we'll be done with this fence. And I have not found anywhere else that they're getting out of. So I'm hoping that this will hold them. We've got a couple spots I need to fix down on that other end, because when he was pulling out some trees to build this fence, he pulled up part of our good fence. So I need to get a couple panels and fix that, and then we should be good. I hope. We'll just cross our fingers. Ever hopeful, right? So these are the staples we put in on these posts. Couldn't do that one. It was coming out, so we'll just go ahead and tie up onto the T-posts. I have wire down by the loader. Let's get started. Well, I got this all tied up. Put a couple staples in that post because it's a good one. I'm going to need to bring a T-post for here, and then another one, probably 2 more over there. And then we have a couple spots like this that we're going to need to put something in because the sheep could go right under there if they push hard enough. So I think he's going to bring some dirt for some of these spots tonight when he pushes the rest of those trees. But this will definitely hold them today. So call that a win. So there's a bunch of sheep moving, heading into the field that is on the other side of all this. And I'm curious to see if they're going to come through anywhere or if they won't. So they're up at the fence line. Came out right up there. So at least the tree stuff is all holding them. And that fence will hold them, but like I said, it's open on the other end. So they have the potential to get out. But I think it's going to hold them. I think we are set. So the biggest issue with us tearing out all these trees and putting the fence here, I'm sure we're going to get calls from the neighbors saying our sheep are out, but they are literally on the fence line. But because there's no more coverage, they can see that the sheep are right there. I'm not saying our neighbors aren't smart, but if they don't realize that we've put this fence up, even though we have talked to 2 of the guys, we've talked to the owner or left him a message, and then his right-hand man just told us, do whatever you need to do to keep the sheep out. So we did. But there are others that work for him that drive past all the time, and I'm sure we'll get that phone call that says, oh, your sheep are out. Well, but they're not. They're just on the fence line that they won't realize is even here until they start irrigating this spring. So, yeah. But so far so good. Didn't really want to spend my day babysitting, but I need to make sure this is going to hold them, because there's no point in doing all this work if they're just going to find another hole. So I am kind of looking forward to lunch though, but I want to make sure that they can't get to that other side from where they're at right here, because we still have an opening down on the other end where we need to push some more brush. But it looks like they got to kind of dive back down before they can come back up. Does that make sense? Does in my mind. Anyway, I'm going to babysit for a little longer. They can't get through any of those trees, so that's a plus. I did just sit there and you can hear them walking around in there, but they're not even coming up to the tree line, so that is a good thing. So yeah, I think we're winning. So yeah, we have this that we have to fix. And then I think he's going to take some more of these logs and stuff and put it up in here. But yeah, they just keep coming because they know they could get out over here. So I guess I'm just going to make sure that they can't get, you know, under any of those spots that I thought maybe were an issue. And maybe I'll drive down a little further to make sure that they're not headed toward that other hole. Yep, it is a good thing I came down here because they're looking like they know if they just scoot over a little bit, they can get there. But I'm hoping that I'm just hoping they're not that smart today. Well, I put all these up last Wednesday? Thursday? Wednesday. I think last Wednesday. So now I'm taking them down because I need them other places. This is my next project. I guess the easiest way to say is that he didn't have very good luck tearing down some of these trees. So, from this post to that post, there's like no fence. So, I need to move these branches, and I brought a couple panels over to fix this hole. But this whole stretch it'll probably be next on my list. I wasn't going to worry about it till spring, but now I'm thinking maybe if the weather is still decent after Thanksgiving, I'll go ahead and just pull all this paneling. There's some sheep fencing that was literally just placed on here, not very well, and it's not even tacked up. If it was tacked on, it wouldn't be falling over. So I'll probably go ahead and pull all this stuff off, move the fence a little bit, because there's no reason for rocks to be holding the fence. I mean, so, but that's not going to happen until probably next week sometime, next weekend, at least 10 days from now. Let's say 10 days from now. Play it safe. But I do need to fix this or my sheep will be out this week. Not perfect, but they never are. At least it closes this whole section. And I need a T-post for up here because one got pulled out when he pulled a tree. And then I think this fence is done. Finally got the boys moved. I just put up 3 panels down there. I'll have to pound some T-posts tomorrow. It's just not going to happen tonight. I got to bring the other sheep in. But they're in. They're eating. So far, so good. So that just leaves me one more fence to fix, I think. Or put some panels across. We're going to try end this week to get the flock into that hayfield, but I've got to close off a section so they don't get to the neighbors on the other side. So yeah, it's just a week of fencing, but we are gaining. They actually stayed in today, other than one section where they kind of figured out that we hadn't pushed the shrubs or pushed the trees and stuff into it. So he just called, said he's home. I'm going to finish feeding down here, take him out there, and then I got to bring the sheep in before it gets dark. And then I think it's done for the night. Well, that made things convenient tonight. We were just about to head out to take him to the loader so he could fill those gaps, and the sheep very nicely brought themselves in. So we didn't have to go chase him down. I was just going to dump him at the loader and go bring everybody in. But they did it themselves. So now I'll go help him. We'll go push that stuff and call it a night. Once again, working in the dark. This whole time change thing is just not cool. But he's gonna go ahead and push the trees and branches and shrubbery and all that other fun stuff up to the fence line right there, and hopefully cut that off from the sheep so that it won't be an issue for them to get through. And then tomorrow I will come back here and check again just to make sure they're not. But I think we're good to go.